Hi, this is Bobby Burke for the Multi-Millionaire Mindset Podcast. Here today to chat with some folks from Arkadios. We're going to have a talk about the Arkadios value proposition. First, we have Heather Bailey. She's the Director of Business Consulting for Arkadios Capital. She leads efforts to empower successful financial advisors through resources and cutting-edge tools aimed at enhancing client services, business growth, and innovation. Heather collaborates with advisors to identify creative strategies for growth, streamline operations, and elevate the overall client experience. Heather has held leadership roles at several large global asset managers, most recently at State Street Global Advisors, where she managed the retirement distribution team. Welcome, Heather.
Thanks, Bobby.
We also have David Crook with us. David Crook was born, bred, and educated in South Africa. He began his career in merchant or investment banking as a currency trader. This led to opportunities in London, where he lived and worked for 11 years on the proprietary desks of large international banks, trading various securities across Africa. He was fortunate to win a green card in the lottery, traveled to Atlanta to be with family, and found himself on the retail side of finance. At Arkadios, they recognize that they can improve the relationships with their advisors by partnering with them and listening to them. As director of the Business Solutions Group, David is also active within Arkadios Managed Solutions, adding a global macro and strategy perspective, lending his many years of experience to their portfolio management team. Away from the office, David enjoys spending time and traveling to his three children, Dan, Ricky, and Demi, each of whom live on a different continent, watching English football and building his repertoire as a tequila aficionado. His partner, Margot, is originally from Mexico City, another place they travel to regularly. Welcome, David.
Absolute pleasure being here with you, Bobby. I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, this is great. Thank you both. David, I'll start with you. Tell us about your experience in the field.
It goes back a long way.
Yeah.
We certainly didn't. We had typewriters, I think. No, it literally lived, worked, as you alluded to, on three continents. Started in merchant banking in South Africa on the currency side. That gave me an opportunity to move to the UK, city of London, where two of my children were born. And when I came here 22 years ago now, as you can all tell, that's the phrase, right? 22 years, God, they've flown by and they've been fantastic. What a great city to live in Atlanta. I'd worked with a good number of the folks at Arkadios in a previous life and joined them just recently, not long after Heather joined us, in fact. And it's just exciting being at Arkadios. It's exciting working with people like you, supporting people like you, partnering with people like you. We're thrilled, we're excited, and I'm happy being here.
It is fun, isn't it? It's like every day is an adventure. Heather, can you speak a little bit to your background and experience?
Yeah, happy to. Although, David, it is y'all. You still got to work on that. We are in Atlanta.
He's getting there.
Yeah. So my experience is pretty varied. Lived in Boston, Atlanta, Chicago, New York with my various previous firms, and have always worked in the Fortune 50 space. And to come here to Arkadios has been such a new and exciting adventure. It's a, smaller, growing, very fast growing, one of the fastest growing companies in our field. So it's just been really exciting. But I think when I think about the experience I've had in our field, I don't actually think about like the individual things that I've done, like you would think about on a resume. But I think what my experience has kind of taught me, which is serving us well at Arkadios, is that, you can't put anything in this field in a box. And so often we get labeled and put in boxes, right? Like we're these square, buttoned up, and we do have suits on today, but, polished finance professionals, probably enjoyed math. I never took a math course in college. Somehow I was snaked out of the required math course. So I actually hate math, and I'm in finance. And so I think what the experience has taught me is that the field is full of surprising, amazing, unique, generous people. And that's what we're trying to kind of accomplish at Arkadios too. And so that's what's been so fun.
Oh, that's awesome. David, what is it you love about what you do?
Relationships, Bobby. People. Yeah. That's it. It's a simple, straightforward. And this is the business to be in, right?
That's right.
From your perspective, it's not about investments. It's about the relationships you build and the trust you develop, and then the guidance you can give thereon. So my experience, coupled with my ability, hopefully, to be able to interact with people, God, I'm a lucky fella.
It's so true. It's to my way of thinking, the best part about our work is interacting with the folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's just getting to know people, getting the depth of those relationships over a lot of years is really exciting.
They become friends in the end of the day, don't they? And I mean, true, real friends. And that's,
real friends. That's right.
That's something you don't get in most walks of life.
Yeah. And you end up at weddings and funerals, and yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
Like it really feels like family, which is really special. Heather, for you, what would you say is what you love about what we do?
Yeah, it's definitely the people, but I think taking it a step further. I've always been in the retirement space. Most recently at State Street Global Advisors, kind of building and running their advisor retirement experience, which was a wing they did not have prior. And for me, it's super corny, but it's that American dream.
Yeah.
And working with advisors to be a part of that, even though I'm not an advisor and I'm not the one adding the value, you are. And so helping people get to that retirement goal, spend that 10, 15, 20, however many years they have left to, be able to do it safely and with the amount of money that they want to have and comfortably and all those great things. I think that's what I love most.
That's well said. Really well said. And you can both answer this one. What current opportunities do you see for our clients from a strategic and tactical perspective?
We want to differentiate ourselves. We want to be better than all our competitors, Bobby. And at the end of the day, if we're better at the home office, you guys are so much better in the field, doing the day-to-day work, the real world, building your enterprise value. And with that being said, we're looking for those opportunities whereby we can offer, whether it be product, service, technologies that you just can't get elsewhere. So when we get new prospect groups on board and we can offer them our Arkadios managed solutions, our Arkadios RCAP markets, private, unique deals that you're not going to see anywhere else. And little things like that make a big, big difference. And that's not the only area we differentiate ourselves in. Our hard work, our belief in our partners, the fact that we're much like family as well, just internally.
Right.
It all counts to making us better, to us growing faster, and the ability to make everybody around us better. It's a fantastic feeling.
It really is. And one thing I love with Arkadios is it really feels like a boutique, like where you've got really unique ideas, unique solutions. They're always bringing something new to the table. It's really exciting.
It is. And the way we look and feel is also different, by the way.
It is. It is.
We have some colleagues actually coming up to your neck of the woods early next week.
Oh, nice.
I know that the entity they're going to visit with will be enamored and just wonder, what is this all about? It's different to everything else we've seen.
Yeah, and like we said in the office, and this is what I love about the culture we've built and those that really preceded David and I, because we're newer to the firm, but we add to this culture is sitting in our development office and thinking about, this could really help an advisor.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have anything like it and haven't seen it done before. Well, let's build it. Or, RCAP Markets, launching RCAP Markets, David referenced that, launching a retirement platform that can kind of scale and offer small business owners a retirement plan at the right price with a sophisticated lineup, different things like that, where we can really set ourselves apart for our community and help clients and help our advisors.
I think that's the key, is the flexibility.
Yep.
The flexibility we have to come up with unique solutions to what frequently are unique problems.
Yeah. The last thing we ever want to say is no.
We'll
say it, but you'll know why.
Right. There will be a good reason
Yep.
why. That's right. But kind of, talking about that, what makes Arkadios stand out from our competitors?
Some of the stuff I mentioned, you don't mind if I jump in and take that question, do you? I apologize.
I expect it.
Yeah, you do. Some of the stuff I previously mentioned, Bobby, our uniqueness, the ability to bring product that other people just can't see, our look and feel, and the fact that we're on the same side as you at every single turn.
Right.
Because we're going to do whatever it takes to make Bobby Burke be better, feel better, act better, and thereby, by the way, offer your clients best in service. You're going to, they're going to be thrilled to be working with you, not only because you're Bobby Burke, but because of what you got behind you as well.
That's right. That's right. The backing is huge. And like my operations manager interfaces with Arkadios almost every single day. And just the way we get quick responses to whatever is going on is tremendous. I think it's unique.
And another thing, and communication is of the utmost importance. It's something I don't believe we haven't perfected anything, but we want to get better at everything we do. It's something we've got a long way to go and improve, but it's certainly a focus of ours. And I hope you and your clients see that from us, that our communicative ability improves exponentially over the next short while. And I hope it hasn't been terrible thus far, but it will improve. It will get better.
Absolutely. Heather, with you having a recent transition, like you probably can speak to this well with in terms of what the competition's doing versus what we're trying to do.
Yeah. I think what truly sets Arkadios apart is, we're a newer entity in the industry and came about at a time where people kind of raised their eyebrows at our founder, David Milliken. Why would you start an independent broker dealer right now? Most people are trying to get out of that business. And he was founded by David, who was an advisor at the time, for advisors. So by an advisor for advisors, entrepreneurial spirit at heart. We want to work with you. We want to have that flexibility. We want to be the compliance support that you need. We want to truly grow our business by helping you grow your business. And so it's entrepreneurial through the entire vertical. And so that's what I truly think sets it apart. And by the way, like totally privately funded, no outside money. So we run our business the way we want to run our business so that you can run your business the way you want to run your business. And
That's
then
right.
everybody's happy all the way down to your client.
Bobby, just this morning, I was sitting with some asset managers. They also asked the same question, what differentiates you guys? And they were in our office. Immediately we differentiated. You haven't seen the new office yet, but it's beautiful and lovely. But that being said, the fact that we are growth focused makes us different to everybody else. And their question was, David, they call me Crookie, what is your ideal client? So what is our ideal advisory group? Someone that has room to grow and wants to grow. That's it. At the end of the day, because if they're growing, we're growing, everybody's benefiting from that growth in terms of capital allocations and the rest of it. Everything's getting better. Just a great place to be right now, an exciting place to be at Arkadios Capital.
Oh, absolutely. Who do you think benefits most from our offerings and opportunities? I always like to say that from a planning perspective, I am certainly not all things to all people, but I do strive to provide all things to some people. So kind of with that as a framework, who do you think benefits the most from, in terms of clients that are going to benefit the most from Arkadios?
Sorry, what kinds of clients? Or
Yeah.
Once again, I think it's clients that want to grow, that want to
Yes.
expand their businesses, that want to build their enterprise value. That's who we'll help. And we'll make it easy for them in a relative sense. If you're a business owner, I don't have to tell you this. If you're a business owner, life's tough. It's all very well being an advisor,
Right.
but you're a business owner on top of that, and that changes the dynamic somewhat.
Absolutely.
We're going to make that aspect of your life a whole lot easier. We're going to partner with you. We're going to interact with you at every turn as and when we can. And for that, so if you're looking to grow, really, we are going to be the means by which we're going to help you.
Love it. Heather, anything?
I have nothing to add. That was a perfect answer, Bobby.
That's great. That's great. I do want to go back to something you were saying earlier in terms of funding, the financing of Arkadios versus our competition. Can you speak a little bit to that? How is that possible? And why don't more firms do that, I suppose?
Yeah. Well, I think our founder would probably say, because you have to outlay a lot of your own personal capital, right?
That's right.
To get to where we are. And I think as we've evolved, our motto has never been write the biggest check to bring in a team, right?
Right.
That's not our goal. What we want to do is we want you to realize the value that we're bringing in the entrepreneurial support that we provide to help you grow your practice versus you just want to come and get a check and then sit there and do business as usual, right?
Right.
And maybe not grow as fast or not reach your full potential as a business owner, you as the advisor. So I think that's what that means. And then as we think strategically ahead, engaging the right partners in terms of a capital markets team at a bank, et cetera, maybe looking into those types of opportunities where we might need them, but we just have been able to grow so fast and in the right way with the right profile advisor, with the right teams, with the right clients, where we haven't needed any of that.
Yeah, it's exciting. I feel like at conference, you're seeing the best and the brightest all in one place. And again, it's a boutique feel. It's a smaller broker-dealer, but with just a lot of talent.
Yep.
I think both on the advisory side and then also on the support side. What are you both working on now that our audience should know about?
Oh, I'm taking this one first. The Business Solutions Group, I mean, that's,
here we go, you got a card? That's great.
Yep, so since my arrival, and once again with David's foresight, we determined that we can actually focus even more on aiding and abetting the performance of our advisor branches, our advisor partners. So we've created the Business Solutions Group, whose aim it is entirely to use 7 pillars that we have internally. I'll run through them if you wish, but 7 pillars to build a strategy house, which can enable selected branches to improve the way they do business. And it's a two-way street. They've got to need to want to do it. They're going to want to do it. And we've got to feel that there's actually worth the effort and the focus to work with them in doing that. So the Business Solutions Group is something very exciting. And once again, no need to run through the 7 pillars now. Happy to do it off camera and off microphone, but very exciting part of the world for me, and I look forward to introducing it to the branches out there in the very near future.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. I mean, I've been part of the Business Solutions Group conversations, and so that's been a really important initiative for us. I would just add probably the retirement plan project that we've been working on in order to bring scaled pricing to our advisors on the retirement plan side and allow small business owners to get those retirement plans put in place at really good, competitive, second to none pricing and service and support. And then the other thing I would say is just, we've got a lot of technology really based problem solving going on at the firm, which is just going to make everyone's experience a lot better from the advisor to the client.
A follow-up question on that. How do you see AI and advances in computer processing affecting the industry?
I think the jury's out on that, right?
Yeah.
You've got the SEC who's looking very closely at AI, and the jury's out on where they'll come down on what solutions fit and where and how you can use them. And so that's, if you were to ask me what one of the greatest challenges that we all face in this industry is, and our clients face really, because AI is this monster project or monster behemoth of an evolution, and I think learning how to engage with it and use it and it be beneficial to you, but also not going too far with it is going to be the challenge for our industry.
Absolutely. Yeah. Follow up to that, what other challenges do you see, facing us in the industry in general?
Yeah, I mean, AI is certainly one of them. I think value for fee is a huge consideration. Some would just say fee compression.
Right.
I take a step back from fee compression because there's no fee compression if you're offering the value.
That's right.
So
And demographics is added to that, by the way, because we all know baby boomers understand what it is to work with the likes of yourself and fellow like-minded individuals.
Right.
The younger generations are somewhat reticent to do that.
Right.
Roboing, AIing, and all the rest of it. Are they going to get the same value? It remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But I go back to my relationship building, Bobby, and at the end of the day, we can build relationships with the younger folks too. Watch this space. They too will utilize our industry more and more and more. I have little doubt that will be the case.
Yeah. For each of you, we got a couple questions left. This was a great conversation today. Do you have a life or business motto?
I do. No regrets.
Nice.
Nice. We all make mistakes in life.
Sure.
It's not that
That's right.
But don't regret it. Get on with it. Look forward. Be forward thinking. Look forward. And # embrace change. You're talking about AI. We live in a world today where things change so quickly. We know what's going on in every corner of the world. I have no doubt the world's a better place now than it was 150, 30 years ago. The big difference is we know every moment of every day what's happening, where and how. And it's hard to adjust to that. It's hard to adjust to a war in the Middle East and a war in the Ukraine and Russia, and the difficulties with China and their neighbors and the South China Sea, all these things. And why should we know about all that? We just, regular folk who want to get on with our lives and enjoy what we enjoy. But that's not the world we live in today. So embrace change. Don't have regrets. Find other ways to do things if they haven't turned out well. and learn from your failures. Everybody fails. Learn from your failures.
Yeah, that's, the name of this podcast is the Multi-Millionaire Mindset. And so I think what you're talking about is what multimillionaires do well, right? Like they adopt, they make changes, they embrace it, as opposed to getting steamrolled by it. And, I think there's a lot of truth to that.
There are enormous numbers of very, very wealthy people who have failed in their life. Financially, I'm talking about. I mean, everybody's failed in some regard or another. That have failed in an enterprise or something they've done, but they've learned from those mistakes.
That's
and they've gone on to be incredibly successful.
Yeah.
And if we can all focus and do that, get the emotion out of it, which is the hardest thing to do. And by the way, one of the reasons we have a job.
Right.
Because if
That's right. Yeah, because we're removed enough. We're
Maybe.
removed enough from, the stresses that they, really the short-sightedness that anyone would have with their own finances, but you're removed enough that you can really look at it from the outside and then come in there and really help.
Spot on. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Heather, business or life motto?
Yeah. I love mottos. For every year on my birthday for like the last 8 or 9 years, I've added to my motto list. So now I have like 8 or 9 mottos that I can't even tell you them all, but no regrets is definitely one of them. I like your other one, David. So I will maybe be looking to add that this year. I won't tell you what number it is, but maybe we'll add it. But the one that I think I continuously to think about, and it comes up for me again and again, is to never fit into a box. And I think if you live that way and think that way and you don't let anyone else put you in a box and you don't put yourself in the box, you'll continue to surprise yourself and surprise others with what you can do. And it can be pretty life-changing, and it can also be inspirational to a lot of people. Countless number of times people have said, "You're not what I thought you were." And I take it as a compliment, right? I'm not offended by that.
No, not at all.
I certainly know how I present. David, you know how you present, but it's fun to surprise people.
Yeah, it really is. And I love what you said there about the box, because I think if you were going to describe Arkadios, that's what they do better than anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to stick them in a box. We're going to find those unique opportunities and be able to bring them to our clientele.
And if the solution doesn't exist right now,
we'll find it.
We're going to look for ways to find it. We won't find it every time, but
yeah, that's right.
Goodness gracious me, we're going to look to find that solution.
That's right. And really, that's enterprise-wide, that effort. Final question. If you weren't living in Atlanta, you're both in Atlanta, correct? I get that right?
Yes,
okay.
correct.
If you weren't living in Atlanta, where would you want to live?
Take it first, because I got such a long answer. They're going to want to cut me off.
I also have a long answer, but it fits well with this podcast because I need to be a multi-millionaire in order to execute this.
Right.
But I would have a dual life, and I would have a penthouse in New York City and a ranch out in Montana.
Oh my gosh.
And be, half and half in between. I love my space. I love my privacy. I love nature. Big skier. I need proximity to all that stuff. But then I miss the city. I like the buzz, and I like the restaurants, and I like going out, and I like, just seeing the gritty streets of New York City. Just makes me happy.
Isn't Montana amazing? It's one of my wife's favorite places.
It's
period.
amazing.
And the first time I went there, what hit me was, oh my gosh, I'm breathing clean air. And you can drink water right out of the tap. What? I mean, it's amazing. It's pristine.
I went hiking up in northern Georgia though over the long weekend, and it's actually surprising. The air up there is pretty clean too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's great. I love it.
When Bobby said, when he was in Montana, what hit me?
What?
I thought he was going to say a moose.
Apparently
not. It was the fresh air.
It would explain a lot of this, right?
That jokes.
So, as we all know now, I have 3 children.
Right.
Health, family are at the pinnacle of everything I strive for on a daily basis. And with that being said, they all live on different continents. So the closest one is now in New York. He had been in London previously. My angel and baby is in London, and my oldest is in Tel Aviv. So where am I going to live? I have no idea.
Wow.
Got to be somewhere where I can get to them as and when I want to visit and spend time with them. Atlanta's not a bad place, by the way. Because Hartsfield can get you anywhere, anytime, any place.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But that being said, I still have a lot of travel in these old bones, and look forward to spreading my wings and seeing much more of the world than I already have. And I've seen a big chunk of it. So there's a lot to do and see. I don't know there's a specific place that I would choose to spend the rest of my time in, though.
Yeah. No, it's great answer. Well, thank you both. What a wonderful conversation today. Really appreciate it. I think our audience really enjoyed it. That will do it for the Multi-Millionaire Mindset Podcast. This is Bobby Burke, and I look forward to seeing you soon.